What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to more trades. This is going to be an update on mainly Bitcoin. I might take a look at a few things, but this is the main thing. This is what moves the markets. I mean, the markets follow what Bitcoin does, and basically Bitcoin follows what the dollar does and what the Nasdaq does. But let's just look at Bitcoin for a second. Now, Bitcoin has been in this consolidative pattern. Most probably it's a wave four, and since the 5th of December, and you're talking about 20 days, we've been in this huge range where you could have shorted the top at around 44.5 and the bottom long it 40,530. You could even take a smaller range at the moment and say this is your new range. If you don't want to trade, this is on the daily, so you could go to a smaller range and say this is my range. Basically, the trading idea is so simple that you short the lows. You long the lows and short the highs. At the moment, when you were here a few days ago, you could have longed this at around 42.5 to 44.5. Until there's a breakout above 44.5, there's nothing much happening, nothing to get excited about. And at the bottom, we have the 40,500 to be broken, 40,250 to 40,500. Then we look at what Bitcoin will do at this trend line, which at the moment, if you look at the trend line, you notice that the trend line for today or tomorrow, it's at around 40,135. This trend line comes back to this low when it was the 10th of March, when Bitcoin was at around 19,500, and it goes up, and you see when we came up here, we consolidated over here. We're having trouble to break it. Once we broke it, bounced off, came down, back tested once, back tested twice, and dropped. That's why I kept this line on the chart, because it's of some significance. As we wicked once, we tried to break out and we ranged over here. So I expect if we come down here, we might get some kind of ranging action. Even if we come down, we might get this. If it's not a breakdown straight away, we might do this and then go up, or even go down. Now, people say, where is 19, 15, or even lower Ks that I've been talking about for a while? Don't forget, markets move up and down. It doesn't have to go the way I predicted, and even if it doesn't, and even if it does, it doesn't have to go all the way to the targets that I predicted. I had targets for Solana, and I've been mentioning them, and Solana literally went the opposite direction. Like literally, maybe you could say 15x the opposite direction that I was predicting. However, we've seen this before. When we were down here, let me show you what was happening over here. When we were here, we didn't think that we're going to get to this 25k. When we were down at 17k, no one thought we're going to see 25k. Everything was pointing down to 12k. And when we got to 15k, remember, no one thought we're going to get to 45k, almost 46k. So it's really possible we come down. It's really possible we go up. No one can. You're just trying to catch the higher probable trades. What I do is I just try to trade the higher probable trades. It doesn't really matter to me what Bitcoin price is going to be tomorrow, in 1 week, in 1 month, in 1 year. I'll try and catch a trade when the trade is right. And if you were in the Discord, you would see that I posted some trades. I gave some trade setups. Some people took it, and some were good, some turned out bad, but you minimize your risk. Even if they turn out bad, you have a stop loss and all that, but other trades turn out really good. There were some very big trades. And the reason why I had this on my chart, I'll show you this when we were up here. This is where I took one of my biggest trades over here when Bitcoin was at around, somewhere around here, 48, 45k, and I wrote it down. So some trades work really well, and they offset the small losses that you make along the way. But you try to keep your losses to the minimum. Now, what I'm seeing for Bitcoin now, despite how it looks now, I think we have maybe one more pump up at least. My target for the pump up, for starters, I have a few targets over here I want to show you. 45.5. When I put these labels, it might not fall on exact, but it's 45.5, 48K, and 52K. Some are Fibonacci levels, some are just previous levels that we sold off from. So 45.5 is a level we sold off from, 48K, and if we come up here, 52K. So you need to watch out for these levels. Now, if we are going to go moving up, first I'll be looking at 45.5. But before we get there, there would be another target I might take a look at. Let me just see what I can do with this. We go here. Sorry, not that one. I believe it was 46.9, but let me take a look if this is gonna somewhere around, yeah, sorry, it should have been here, and this comes here. Somewhere around 46.950 will be the 0.65. 46.6 is 0.618. This region would be the golden pocket, so you'd be watching for this if we have a push up. I'll be looking for at 45.5, expecting one more push up in a wave 5, as this really looks like a wave 4 consolidation. Usually have some chop, so this could be a wave 4, and then we have one more push up for wave 5, and then we pull back down. Possible. Wave 4 doesn't have to be finished. We might chop around here towards the end of the year. It's very possible. And if you take, let me do this. I want to show you something. You have another trading idea you could be looking at when you're trading. You take a fixed range volume profile. I've showed you how this works and how good it was in the previous ranges. Fixed range volume profile for this upper range. We are at the POC. POC is a level where you can short. Sometimes you exceed it. You want to wait till the value area high at around 44,250, short the 44,250, and expect to come down to the POC at around 43,780, or even down here 42,101 at the value area low. So it's very easy when you look at fixed range volume profiles. It really helps in your trading strategy. You'll be able to take much better decisions. Your trades will be much more successful and on point, especially if you combine it with EMAs. Now, if we go to the RSI for Bitcoin. Now, I said I'm expecting one more pump up, but that doesn't mean I'm expecting that to be the end. I still have targets to the upside, and I'm still open-minded to a move down. I had targets as low as 12K. For Bitcoin, we have the CME gaps that we haven't covered. 13K, 12K is really possible. Now, if you look at this move, let's try and see if we have any divergences on the daily. Let's change this chart to a line chart. That way you can see the divergences very clearly. Now, let's remove this so we don't have anything in our chart to clutter our vision, cluster the chart. Okay. At the moment, there is no bearish or bullish div on the daily if we look at the big picture. Now, if we come all the way here to here, we've been having lower highs, and on the RSI, relatively the same lower highs on the daily. And if you go on the weekly, then we go down to the 4 hourly and the 1 hourly. On the weekly, you slightly have a bearish divergence, not yet formed. It's not formed, no. We still have to the end of the week. But relatively, if you look at this and all the way here, that's big hidden bullish bearish divergence, but doesn't mean much. I don't like it when it plays on several weeks. It's a big, a lot of things can happen in between. It's a big divergence. I don't take that usually. Now let's go to a smaller time frame, the 4 hourly. What is it showing me? The 4 hourly is showing me no divergences at all, except we could have seen this. We had hidden bullish divergence over here, higher lows on the price action and lower lows on the RSI, and that gave you a bounce from 43k all the way to 43,600. So that played out. If you go to the 1 hour chart, and let's look at the 1 hourly chart, that will give you the smaller or the closest moves that might happen. Yeah, we do have, I'll show you this. On the 1 hourly, we have a lower high on the price action over here, and we have a higher high on the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence on the 1 hourly. That could pull us down. Yeah. Now going to another indicator that I like to look at to enter a trade. Let's look at the stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI on the 1 hourly, we have crossed down. That doesn't necessarily mean a dump, but it could be a beginning of a formation. We could have a straight move down, or it could come back up, bounce, form a double top, and then break down. Something like here, you had a double top, but doesn't always play out. Look, you get a small double top over here, and then you come down and you come up, form the second part of the double top, then you get that move down. It doesn't always play out, but you need to be careful with that. I play it on a smaller time frame. I play it on the 15-minute time frame to look at for stochastic RSI cross down. So stochastic cross down somewhere around here. So if I put on my indicator on the 15-minute, you will notice that stochastic crossed over here. Now we're having the 5 and 13 EMAs. Let me go back to candle chart. Now you're having the 5 and 13. If they cross down and you start breaking down, you get a cross down, then that will be confirming the stochastic cross down. See what you have here? You're forming some sort of a double top on the stochastic. You cross down, you crossed up, you cross down. Now, if this starts happening this way, I would usually enter a trade on the cross down, and I would like to see the EMA cross down. But if I see some kind of candle like this, which is telling me that there might be a reversal, a rejection, a nice rejection like this, a quick green candle like this, then a rejection, then I would think of entering a short. You can wait always for the breakdown below the 50 EMA cloud and wait for the bounce back, then come. Or if you're taking the risk, if you want to take a higher risk, then you wait for the cross down, because anything can happen over here. Now, just a quick look. I'm not going to analyze so much of Solana, but Solana has been ripping. Solana has been doing some crazy moves to the upside. You can't deny it that Solana could be leading. You could say it's leading. Look at that. I mean, I had targets Solana 40, Solana 18. Even I was hoping for Solana $8 back when Solana was at around $20, $30. But look at what Solana did. I mean, look at that. Within a few days, from $66 all the way to $120. That is a hell of a move for people who have bags of Solana. That's very good. Now, I just looked at Solana. It reminded me something on Bitcoin I wanted to look at. My Fibonacci channel. At the moment, we are ranging at this top channel. We need to break, for today, we need to break 43.6. We need to get support about 43.6. Then we could look at these higher targets at around 55, 52K. What I wanted to look at, and I need to go to a higher time frame on Bitcoin to look at where are we in the sense of Bitcoin. I take a Fibonacci retracement from this high all the way to that low over here. We are above the 0.786, so that's telling me Bitcoin is going higher. Now if I just do this, take it higher, and bring it to this peak over here, the December 2021 peak when Bitcoin was around 52K, you will notice that we are almost exactly at the 0.786. I just turned on the magnet so we have an exact pinpointing the highs and the lows there. You can see that at the moment, from the 52K high, you could see that Bitcoin is literally for the past, today is going to be the 4th day, we've been trying to break this. So this level of 44,282 is essential to say Bitcoin is, we've seen it reverse from this dump down. We want to see it reverse from this dump down. Yeah. But Bitcoin has erased all the patterns that people were calling for, including me. I was calling for probably a big head and shoulders over here. Bitcoin has erased it. It went into the neck. That's invalidated it. You need to be open-minded. Now you need to look at, okay, if we're going up, where do I look at for an entry? Simple. Look for a zone where you have a strong support. For instance, 38, 118. That's on a very large time frame. Let's see over here. Basically, you don't want Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts dumping, when Bitcoin comes down, you don't want Bitcoin to break. I'll show you the level. We don't want Bitcoin to get below 34,680. If Bitcoin starts coming down tremendous, very fast, we don't want it. And for the short time frame, we don't want it to break 38,400. So, to sum it up, for Bitcoin to continue higher, it needs to hold 38.4, if we're even going to get there. Remember that a lot of times we think we're not going to go somewhere, but we end up going there. Short-term plan, 45.5, 46.9 was that golden pocket, 46.6, 46.9, and 44.5. So just keep an eye on that. That will be your short entry or your take profit. Not telling you what to do, but you would be looking at higher probable zones where you might sell off as you did previously. So if you come there, there's a chance that this one of the two scenarios will play. You have a lot of people who sold over here. Either Bitcoin is going to rip through, releasing the liquidity, people's stop losses are being hit and Bitcoin shoots up, or there's going to be a big release of liquidity that will end dumping. Remember, market makers over here weren't buying. They were selling. They were selling all the way here. Now, down here, market makers were buying. As price was moving down, market makers were buying. Now they have collected. Now, as it was moving up, market makers were selling. So will they sell off over here and decide to dump it from here, or what will happen? To look at the market, let's look at the US 100, the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is still attempting on the daily time frame to make new all-time highs for this year. That's the Nasdaq. Dow Jones, same thing. It's trying to make even a newer all-time. It already made a new all-time high a few days ago, last week. And now it's trying again. The ES 100 mini futures. S&P 500 hasn't broken its high, and the SPY hasn't broken its high. Dollar index is holding the 101 dearly, trying its best. If we're able to bounce off from here, all right. If we start breaking down, it's going to be all the way to the sky, all the way to the moon. The VIX trying to bounce off over here, not doing a good job. It looks like it's a red day for the VIX. That means VIX is a red day for the VIX, green day for the market. Quant, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, I was looking at Quant yesterday. It was at 114. Look at that. Quant hit 144. Next zone for Quant is 147.8. Keep an eye on that. I've had this target for ages, 152, and we haven't hit it. When did I mark this? I think it was November 2022. Look at that. Are we gonna hit the target? Sheesh, almost a year ago I marked these levels. 147.8 also hasn't been hit. It's a level of liquidity. There, 147.8. Watch for that. So most coins are going to levels they haven't touched since forever. Uh, Litecoin is heavy and lousy. Level of resistance 73.3. If you can get above that, then 85, then 95, then 110 or 112. 111 preceded by 108. All right, I hope you liked the update. If you did, I'll advise you to hit the likes, subscribe to the channel, join the free Discord. I post trade setup ideas. And if you really like to support the channel, there is a link in the channel description. It will take you to PayPal, a secure website. Everyone knows PayPal, that it's a secure site. You could donate whatever. You could donate the price of coffee in a small cafe down the streets of I don't know what city. Doesn't matter. Any donation counts. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. More trades. I'm out.